He's
Yeah.
not throwing it. He's throwing it to wide open receivers with Casper the Ghost playing cornerback. Like Michael Hawkins is the starting QB 2025. Bookmark it right now.
Yeah.
Uh,
Right
All
now.
right, bro. In other terms, bro. And what else should we lie about this morning?
Oh, okay.
What else should we
Bet.
lie about this morning?
Bet.
All right, so today we are starting our series where we are going to break down every room, uh, every position group. Now that it's like what, we're about a month and a half from season. I mean,
yeah,
dude,
we're close.
we might be less than 50 days.
Hmm.
We're probably less than 50 days. So yeah, we're getting close. So we're going to start breaking down these position groups so that you know when you go to the first game of the season who you're looking at. So, um, we're going to start out with quarterbacks. You probably already know who you're looking at, but we're going to break it down for you anyway. You're probably looking at John Mateer, by the way, if you didn't know yet. Of course, Kylan might think that you might see a little bit of Michael Hawkins.
You don't know what I think.
Unfortunately, Michael Hawkins is going to be the guy that comes in when there's 2 minutes left versus Ball State. Unfortunately for Michael Hawkins.
Yeah.
Um, Absolutely legendary performance for South Carolina last year. I really wonder like how he's been
I'm not gonna
doing.
stop. I'm not gonna clown, bro.
I wonder how he's been doing actually, like in
Yeah, I
practice.
know. I
Because
know.
like I think he has the talent to compete in that QB battle, but like
Yes.
I don't think it's probably that close right now.
Yeah.
So
I think physical gifts wise, he matches up. Arm strength, speed, those kind of things. I think it's more so
mhm.
just like reading defenses and seeing holes in pockets and things like that. That John Mateer is really good at.
And John Mateer has gotten like this is what John Mateer's done is so well that Jackson didn't is like develop his leadership with the team over
Hmm.
the summer and over the spring. And at this point, he's locked in. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
like, why would you not have him as your quarterback? Because it's like, bro's already given the O line a bunch of love and spend time with the receivers and anybody. So it's like, there's no way. I don't think anybody else takes that job right now. But I mean, that's the QB battle. That's about as simple as it is. I don't think there is one.
Yeah. There's not.
When it comes to John Mateer, though, I think dude has the weight of the world on his back this year, just the absolute weight of the world. And it's going to be interesting to see how he handles it, really. I think when we go up against Michigan, I was talking about this with a buddy. Michigan, we're going to find out so quick.
Yeah.
Their offense is not going to be that crazy. I think our like it could be a very low scoring game, but man, we're going to find about our offense first quarter. We're going to find out what it's like because that
Yeah.
defense is good. That defense is really good.
Yeah.
And we're going to find out who John Mateer is very soon. And it's going to matter. It's going to matter because
Yeah.
if we don't have him, this schedule, man, it's impossible without an elite quarterback. It's impossible. So
Yeah.
hopefully he's good, man.
John
Hopefully.
Mateer has got the most pressure of any quarterback, maybe in the country this year. The reason why I say that is because if he has a bad year this year and the offense does bad, BV's going to get canned. Like,
Dude,
I
that's
don't
actually
see a situation where BV stays after this season if we have another 6-6 year. So not only is John Mateer having the weight of his head coach's job, he's also transferred to a school that's in the SEC, so that's going to value his NFL draft stock. So if he doesn't play good this year, they're just going to think, oh, he only played good because he was in the Pac-12. Not to mention he has Heisman hype around him. You have Paul Feinbaum telling people that he's the second best quarterback in the SEC.
yeah.
And then on top of that, you have a Sooner fan base who has been desperate just to even have a chance to get back in the playoffs the last 4 years, and we haven't even sniffed it. The
hmm
closest time we sniffed it was I think 2024. No, 23 season, and then we lost to Kansas and Oklahoma State back-to-back weeks. So this not only is this fan base desperate, the nation, all the eyes of the nation are on John Mateer this year and seeing what he can do. So he's got an enormous amount of pressure on his shoulders, and to be 21 and to have that kind of weight, if he can thrive in that situation and these under these circumstances, he's going to be absolutely incredible. I mean, if he can thrive under these circumstances, that's Baker level, or I'm going to say it's Baker level. I mean, and Baker had that pressure, he had that weight, and he thrived. And if John here can do that, then I think the sky's limits the sky's the limit for the guy.
Frankly, if John Mateer has a really, really good season, a Heisman season this year, it will be better than Baker Mayfield's Heisman season.
Ooh.
Because I mean, and to be, I mean, like I don't think he really will, but like I wouldn't bet my money that on the fact that John Mateer is going to go win the Heisman. But if he did, it would be better than a Baker Mayfield Heisman season. Baker
Mm.
Mayfield was playing Kansas. Baker Mayfield, and there were some tough games in there. There was, but there wasn't 7 tough games. There wasn't 7 games that were unreal ranked games. There wasn't 7 ranked games
Mm.
in Baker Mayfield's schedule. I just don't. I mean, like, if you can make it out of the schedule and win the Heisman with a team that last year sucked and an offense last year that sucked, that wasn't quarterback oriented at all last year, you are absolutely one of. I mean, that's one of the greatest all time seasons ever. To
Mm.
turn that kind of turnaround is one of the greatest seasons ever, and with that
Mm.
competition. Because nobody, I mean, the schedule that OU is facing is genuinely one of the hardest schedules, is easily the hardest schedule I think that OU's ever faced. I don't
Yeah.
think OU has ever played a schedule this hard. And so, at least when it comes to strength of difficulty or strength of schedule, I would say that this season would be way more impressive if you win a Heisman in this season. That being said, I have 3 things. Spencer's 3 keys to the Heisman if you're John Mateer. These are my 3 keys. One, you gotta have the stats, obviously. You gotta have the touchdown to interception ratio, the yards. Everybody knows that. That's key number 1. Key number 2 is you have to beat both, in my opinion, Texas and LSU. Because if you lose a
Mm.
head-to-head to Garrett Nussmeier and if you lose a head-to-head to Arch Manning,
Mm.
they're going to win the Heisman, I
Mm.
think. Because Garrett Nussmeier and Arch Manning will both probably be in New York as well, especially if they beat us and if they have a season that they're looking to have. So you got to beat LSU, you got to beat Texas. Then you got to go, I think, second or third place in the SEC. If you go to Atlanta with a win versus Arch Manning, with a win versus Garrett Nussmeier, or maybe you're the first person out, the first team out, I think who else is going to have the resume that he would have at that point? Because you go and beat Texas, who's going to be top 5, LSU, who's going to be top 5. That if you're second or third in the SEC, that means you also got wins against, I mean, Missouri, Ole Miss, Michigan, Auburn. I mean, these are just huge wins.
Tennessee.
Tennessee, probably Alabama, maybe. So, just huge, huge wins. If you do those 3 things, I mean, it sounds simple. It's not. It's pretty simple, but it's not easy. But if you do those 3 things, I think he's a lock for the Heisman because of how hard our schedule is.
I'm gonna say it.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna say
Oh.
it. I'm looking at it. John Mateer is low key just Dylan Gabriel. I'm gonna be honest. Dylan Gabriel with a little bit more legs. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Hmm.
I'm gonna
Hmm.
go look at the stats of what he did and go look at what DG did at UCF. DG put up more yards in the air and had about the same TD to interception ratio. I'll be honest with you. John Mateer can just run the ball. So, and that's a big difference. That's a very big difference. I won't lie. But I think because he looks and acts and does all the things that Baker does, we expect him to be Baker. But
Hmm.
I think he will be good because Dylan Gabriel, if we had Dylan Gabriel this past year, I think we're in the playoffs. Like we win a lot of games. So I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining, but I going back to your argument that if he that Baker Mayfield Heisman season was absurd. Like it was I don't see John Mateer topping that. Like I know you said you don't think so, but like if he just comes in and plays normal, just normal. Like he doesn't even have to be an all-time OU great. We will win so many games because Baker Mayfield was doing that and he had freaking trash men playing defense for him. Like his defense was literal butt. Like they were like trying to get after the QB. And it's like, dude. But I mean, I'm hopeful and I hope John Mateer goes silly. But I'm not if he put these stats up, I'm gonna go back to it. If he put them up at and he was at like, a solid school and he does this, I would be like up here. But UCF and WSU are like right there for me. I feel like it's the same level.
Yeah.
Same level at the time. So I mean, we'll see. I'm glad that he has some legs, but I think it'll just be another. He has more aura probably than DG, more aura and more, a leadership probably. But even DG was a fantastic leader, I thought. So
I don't think their leadership is much different. It's a
yeah,
very
like
it looks different
yeah,
how they do it,
but I think they're both
but
still probably
it
very
achieves the same thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not complaining if he comes in as a DG, but I remember when DG was here, we were like, golly, this
Yeah.
rascal's butt. And then when we got humbled with Jackson Arnold, we were like,
Yeah. Yeah. DG, I mean, the thing about DG is he is an elite passer. He just doesn't have the deep ball. I
yeah,
think the difference between John and DG is like John can throw the short routes, but he can also air it out with the deep ball.
it's fair.
And like you said, he's faster than DG, which makes a huge difference. I think running, if you can run, that's a big difference. But now I can agree with you. Like I think there are similar comparisons in terms of passing between the two. I mean, definitely in yardage and like touchdown to interception ratio. But overall, I think the place where John beats DG, and this is where when we got frustrated about DG was the deep ball. Is he would always throw them short. Even that big time deep ball versus Texas, he threw him short. I don't know
Yeah,
if you guys know what I'm talking about. It's on the right side of the sideline. He had to turn around and run back to it. And it was a great catch. I mean, it was awesome, but it was super short. So I think John Mateer beats him there, and that's where the difference is going to lie.
Yeah.
that's
But
fair. I agree. But somehow when he went to Oregon, I watched him throw so
no,
many
I
balls,
know.
and
Yeah.
I honestly, I think it was coaching. I think he has it.
Yeah.
He just didn't have it when he was here. That's because
Yeah.
last year I was like, where was this at? He's hitting guys in
No, you're not
stride,
wrong.
just
Yeah.
I'm like, geez. But I agree, and I do think the legs, like running the rock, is such a huge part of the game. And DG, I think Loki DG had it. Like he would get going sometimes. And I'd be like, yo, this rascal's kind of running. But
He's
I
kind of
think John
shifty.
Mateer's like he's like a bruiser. Like he will probably run
Yeah.
you over type of
Yeah.
deal. So
He
I'm
is.
excited to watch that because man, y'all know me. I love watching people get ran over, and I can't wait.
I get what you're saying. I think I would not bet much money that John Mateer's talent is going to completely translate very well. Like he was playing in the Pac-12 and the Pac-12 had two teams and he was one of the teams. I mean, they had to
Playing
put
Wyoming.
together a schedule out of nowhere, Wyoming, Fresno State, and they were losing some of those games. Their offense was getting held to 14 points against Wyoming or whatever. I forget what school it was, but they had like a just terrible game at the end of the season. I'm like, it's questionable. Those stats are good, but it's like those stats would be good in the Big 12 or the Big 10 or the SEC. But like, dude, you had a terrible schedule and you put up good stats, but it's like, man, I don't, I don't know if they're going to transfer over to the SEC.
I hope
And
they do.
I would not be I would not be the person betting on his Heisman season. I mean, the things that I just said that are so simple, the three keys, they're so simple,
They're
but
very difficult.
very, very, very difficult. And the reason I say that if he wins Heisman, it's better than Baker's Heisman is because for him to do that,
Yeah, that'd be
if
insane.
he
Yeah.
did, I'm not saying that he's going to do that, but if he did do that, if he did those three things, that would be insane against this schedule. If he put up Baker's like Heisman level stats against this schedule, and
Mhm.
if he beat Texas and LSU and he beat Alabama on the road, it would be hard to sit there at the end of the season and say, man, that was not better than Baker. Like it would be hard to say that. I don't think he
Yeah.
will do that though. I don't. That's the issue. I don't think that that's going to happen. I don't know if he. I mean, like again, kind of what you went along and said is like, I just need a decent QB. I just need a really decent QB. And the rest of the offense needs to be polished. But with a schedule like this, man, frankly, you can't expect him to go out and do crazy, crazy things because, you don't put up 700 yards on Alabama. You don't put up 700
Mhm.
yards on LSU. You can do that against Kansas. You can do that against Texas Tech, but you can't do that in the schedule. And so it looks different now. The metrics for a good quarterback at OU look a lot different now that we're in the SEC with these schedules.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, that are listening to this, John Mateer's stats in 2024, he around a total of about 4,000 yards, 3,965, 29 passing touchdowns, 15 rushing, and 7 picks. So he has roughly a 2-to-1 average of passing to rushing touchdowns. Obviously, that combines to 44 total touchdowns in the Pac-12. So, yeah, I don't know. Spence, I agree with you. I think in you, Kylan, it's just like, will it translate? I
Yeah.
don't know. I personally, I think it will. Like, I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think it will. I think he's going to be a dog. But,
Mm-hmm.
like, anybody who's stating, like, John Mateer is going to light up the SEC, it's like, you can't say that right now because you don't know. Like, you can tell based off of his moxie and his aura and The way he's played against other schools, and I mean, he threw for over 300 against Boise State. Like he played
Yeah.
good against good schools, but you cannot definitively say that he's going to walk into Tennessee and ball out or play against Alabama and ball out. I think he will. I think he will. That's an opinion, but as a fact, you can't definitively say that. And
Yeah.
that's only going to come from, I mean, really, just like you said, week 2. That's when we're going to figure it out. Is like, is he about it? And I think he is, but you don't know for sure until you see it. I mean, there's a lot of people that thought Jackson Arnold was about it, and he wasn't
Yeah.
at all. And he's not going to be about it at Auburn, as people have already said that his backup's probably going to. He's probably going to get benched after 3 weeks at Auburn. So not to bring Jackson on, and I just can't stand the guy, but yeah, I think John Mateer is going to be really good, but it really you cannot tell yet.
And it will be
Can't tell yet.
very because it's mainly like these guys are like, oh, I've seen him. And if I see one more person talk about how he's routes on air, throwing the ball in the indoor, throwing it at
That's what I'm saying.
the Louisiana Manning passing camp, he's
Yeah.
not throwing it. He's throwing it to wide open receivers with Casper the Ghost playing cornerback. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. Like,
Yeah.
I can every FBS, FCS, D2, I don't care who you are, can throw the ball against nobody.
Dude, we can do that.
Like, we've sat in our
We-
backyard and be like, bro, I'm going to run a slant. And it's right there on the numbers.
That's what I'm saying. A good high school quarterback can do that. A good high school quarterback can throw good routes on air.
Like,
I
cool.
don't.
I want
yeah,
to see 310-pound D lineman who runs a 4.6 chasing after you like this. I want to see that. When that is happening and you throw a 70-yard dot, I'll give it to you. I'll tip my cap. I'll say, hey, that's real good. But until like, I'm optimistic and I hope skills will translate. Like
Yeah.
will be able to throw the ball. Like he's not just going to lose it because he's in the SEC. But like everyone's bigger, stronger, faster. So when you throw the ball will change. How hard you have to throw the ball will change. How fast the DB can recover. Oh, he's burnt. No, the DB is going to recover in maybe in the Pac-12 it was 3 steps it took for him to recover. Now it's 1. So like you have to be way more precise in that. You don't get to find that out until you start playing against other
I
teams.
say until you
Right.
play it.
So
Frankly,
yeah.
like Jackson Arnold looked good in practice last year.
I'm
He
saying,
looked great. Like there was nothing wrong with Jackson Arnold in practice all last season. Nobody knew that he was going to be bad until Tennessee. Like nobody, not even the coaches did not know that how bad he was going to be under pressure. Because you literally cannot find that out until it happens. They try to simulate 2-minute drills, and you can see a little bit in the 2-minute drills, like, oh, he's a little nervous here. But it's like that does not translate to a real game at
No.
all. Yeah. I
BB
don't
will
know.
tell you, yes, it will.
Yeah.
Yes, it will. Listen, real quick, I love the simulating in practice like pressure, and I think it's valuable
pumping in
to some
crowd
extent.
noise.
It's better than nothing, but I can promise you that does not prepare you for night game versus Tennessee at home. It's your first SEC game. Game days on your campus. It's a lot different. It's a lot different.
Yeah.
But it does help
Pressure's-
to some extent. It does help.
The pressure's insane. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see till Michigan.
Yeah.
Man. Michigan's going to tell us everything. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think to sum it up, I think nobody really knows what John Mateer is going to look like. I think he's got all the keys. I think
Mhm.
he is much more well-rounded than Jackson Arnold was when it comes to like, he's already got experience. He's already got talent. He's already like, we have seen it all. We know it's there. It's a much better situation than Jackson Arnold was, but he's got the toughest schedule cut out for him. We don't even know what the rest of the offense is going to look like. We're going to start getting into that in the next few days.
Yeah.
And if he wants to win the Heisman or get us to Atlanta, it's going to take a unbelievable season, season to get us to something like that. So prayers up for the guy, dude, because I would not want to be in his boat.
Rose
man.
banking his Heisman hopes on a UAPB transfer. Just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean-
And a Cal transfer
Like
as his running back and potentially a freaking where's Carson Kent from? Kennesaw State transfer and Stanford transfers
or
to
converted
protect him.
converted linebacker.
Yeah.
Like if you really look at it,
I-
bro might be.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, in Jim Nagy, I trust. I trust
It-
Jim Nagy.
That's fair.
That's yeah.
I trust him.
He
I
is
trust him.
he's got some hard he's playing on a tough team. I would not want to be the quarterback of Oklahoma. I would want to be where Arch Manning is. Waited his turn. Now he's playing for an incredible team. Man, Arch Manning is set up. John Mateer is not set up. John Mateer is going to have to be incredible to make it happen. Arch Manning,
No.
all he has to do is do what's expected of him. John Mateer's got to go above and beyond and be crazy to be the Heisman.
Yeah. If the season ends and John Mateer and Arch Manning both have the same stats, like let's just say in a hypothetical world they're pretty even in their stats, John Mateer absolutely better win the Heisman
Yeah.
based off of all the circumstances that he's had to go through and the strength of schedule, everything. So
He won't.
Yeah.
But it like if that comes to that, he won't because that's just gonna be what it is. Because like, oh, he's a
Yeah.
Manning, and it's like, all right, bro.
yeah, they're going to
Like,
give
he
it to Arch,
should.
which is stupid. But
Yeah.
John Mateer should absolutely win it. if
And
they
no
have
hate
the
to
same
Arch. I
stats.
actually don't mind Arch Manning. Like I think he's like a pretty solid. Like I
do
really
like him.
like out of. I usually hate Texas quarterbacks. I really don't mind Arch, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I really
I
respect.
saw bro posted up on the block in St. Louis. I was like, oh yeah, Arch got it, bro. Arch
Yeah.
has it.
Who took him there, man?
Yeah.
Who took him there?
Yeah, I think I respect the way he did it. I respect the way
Yeah.
even though he had a huge name, he could have started at so many schools his freshman year.
Mhm.
He sat for 2 years straight
Yeah.
behind a guy that I mean, you could argue in his
better
second
than.
year he should have taken the spot,
Mhm.
and he waited. I got to respect for, man. One last thing when it comes to quarterbacks, Texas, man, the Texas game. That game is going to be a quarterback. I mean, like we're talking like it could be, and it won't look the same as like the Patrick Mahomes Baker Mayfield game because the defenses were awful. But when it comes to future NFL talent versus future NFL talent, like it could be that way. Like it could be close to it at least. Probably not the same because Patrick
Dude,
Mahomes is now one of the greatest of all time. But
it definitely has the feel of Sam Bradford, Colt McCoy,
Oh my
OU
goodness,
Texas,
bro.
2009,
Jeez.
2008. It definitely has that feel.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
What a-
or even like a, I mean,
Oh.
not that Sam Ellinger was great, but Sam Ellinger, man, in those days when he was
Yeah.
playing up against Baker
He's
and
just
Tyler,
gritty, bro. Couldn't stand him either, but
yeah, I
He's
couldn't stand
gritty.
him, but bro stood for everything Texas. So Arch Manning, John Mateer, that's going to be a classic.
Are we going to that
classic.
game?
Are we going to that game? Come on, bro.
Sorry.
bro, ESPN's,
I-
ESPN's flying us out. What are you talking about, brother?
I need to ask Pook if I have permission. Maybe she'll come with me. It's in Texas, but
You'll be living in the area. You'll be 30 minutes away.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's like leaving the house for a few hours basically for you.
Going out for a fun day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I
fellas?
please?
Well,
All right.
if we've been yapping for too long, these people want to get back to their jobs or whatever they're doing. So.
Facts. They're on their lunch break. They're
We
getting in
will see
trouble.
y'all next episode for running backs. Peace.
Peace.